Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Bryson is back. Ugh, this guy again. You know there are other authors. Anyway, this time his book, The Road to Little Dribbling Adventures of an American in Britain. So, let's turn some pages. This book is a sequel to Bryson's book, Notes from a Small Island, published 20 years before. This book was published in 2015. It's about a south-north trip along the Bryson Line, invented and named by Bryson himself, which runs from Bognor Regis in the south of England to Cape Wrath in northern Scotland. Much like the original book, Bryson travels the country, trying to avoid some of the places he went to before in an effort not to repeat himself. This is not entirely a successful mission, but that's because he wanted to revisit a few certain places. I'll be honest, while Bryson is still one of my favorite writers, if you saw my first video this year, you know that I bought many of his books, which I will happily read. This book is not my favorite. It is very well written, and the travelogue aspect of the book is interesting and paints a well crafted picture of the place. But there is also a little too much complaining about how things have changed over the years. I don't quite want to go as far as he's become a get off my lawn old geezer, although he does admit to being 67 years old at the time of writing. But he doesn't leave any doubt that he's not happy with some of how England and the world in general has changed in the preceding 20 years. I should mention that Bryson is from Iowa, but has lived most of his adult life in England after meeting and marrying a British woman. Having said that, there are some interesting things in the book. He gives us a glimpse of the process one must do to gain British citizenship, for example. He delves into some of the lives of famous people from the places he visits. There are many interesting stories there. And he talks about the history of the British rail system. I found the discussion on how the British highway numbering system works. It turns out that all roads really do lead to London, to be quite fascinating. In the end, out of his books that I read to this point, it isn't my favorite, but I did quite enjoy it quite a bit. You get a real sense of what it's like to travel around England. I have many more books to go, and Bryson retired from writing books a few years ago, so I will have to cherish my collection once it's complete. Well, that's all for this week. Please click on my face here to subscribe, and click here for more book reviews. Thank you for watching, and please keep on reading. We'll see you next time.